Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Earlier today, I noticed something very funny. I was just going through my Twitter feeds the way I normally do in the morning. And then I noticed something very interesting. Moses Kuria was trending at number 1. I then asked myself, why was Moses Kuria trending at number 1? What has Moses Kuria done? What has he said? I then decided to go through that hashtag of Moses Kuria. And then very fast and very quickly, I realized Kenyans were sharing a particular tweet. And that tweet was by the name Moses Kuria CS. And because I follow Moses Kuria and he follows me on Twitter, I realized that this was not Moses Kuria's official Twitter handle. But that Twitter handle posted something that anybody would assume was posted by none other than Moses Kuria. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I decided to interrogate the content of that tweet. Let me just read for you what the tweet was saying. It is wrong to keep calling meetings of Kiambu leadership without the only CS from Kiambu County. No such a meeting with Elgeyo Marakwet County would happen without Kipchumba Murkomen. In short, this fake Twitter handle is posting something which is very, very interesting. That William Ruto called a meeting yesterday of Kiambu leadership, but Moses Kuria was not there. Remember in my analysis yesterday, where I opined that Rigathi Gachagua was also locked out of the meeting, I hinted at the absence of Moses Kuria, because Moses Kuria is a cabinet secretary from Kiambu County, which means he's the senior most government official from Kiambu County, and therefore there is no way William Ruto can meet the leadership from Kiambu County without his deputy, who is the principal assistant, and even without the cabinet secretary. Then I decided to try and figure out the details about this particular tweet. I then started reading the comments there, and then a comment from Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, the senior counsel, the Grand Mullah, caught my attention. This is what the Grand Mullah posted. So, Waziri, what signal is His Excellency Ruto sending you? Have you received the signal? Must be one of the total love. And then someone pointed out to the Grand Mullah that this tweet was actually a parody. And he responded to that person that it's not. And then, just like I keep on telling you, that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Within a very short time, the same fake handle posted some chat from William Ruto's inner circles from Kiambu County, from their WhatsApp group. This is what it posted. It picked it from Project 2022. This is where William Ruto's team were actually incorporated. This is what it picked. And that tweet came from the senator for Nyandarua. Maybe it is because now it's responding. I think the senator for Nyandarua also thought that this was the verified or official Twitter handle of Moses Kuria. And now he was pouring himself out on the Twitter and is asking, maybe it's because you are a CS of Republic of Kenya, not a CEC from Kiambu. Or maybe because they used the number of votes you got in the last election to gauge your capacity in representing Kiambu in such crucial meeting. Are you getting the point? It's continuing. Finally, why don't you inbox the president and tell him that you feel inferior to Kipchumba? Utaheshimu rais, upende usipende, ulewe usilewe. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, from this response by Senator Methu, it is clear that there is some kind of infighting amongst William Ruto's inner circles. But let us get back to the original tweet. That tweet, as much as the handle is not Moses Kuria's handle, it was intended to achieve certain objectives, because there is no way that handle can easily access the content of a highly classified, secretive WhatsApp group. But before we get into all those details, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Yesterday, William Ruto met with leadership from Kiambu County. Wamushamba was missing, understandable. The Githunguri member of parliament, understandable. Moses Kuria was missing, which is the subject of this analysis. Why was Moses Kuria absent? The deputy president was also absent. Of course, I did an analysis. In fact, yesterday I picked on the absence of the deputy president because I assumed he's the senior most leader from the mountain. But what was the objective of this particular tweet? What was this tweet or Twitter handle or the parody account trying to communicate? Number one, William Ruto's disregard for Mount Kenya leaders. If you read this tweet, you'll agree that the tweet mentioned Kipchumba Murkomen, that there is no way William Ruto can go to Elgeyo-Marakwet County to meet with the leadership there, minus Kipchumba Murkomen. But in Kiambu, William Ruto finds it comfortable to just go and meet the leadership, minus the only cabinet secretary from that county. It simply means that William Ruto is disregarding Mount Kenya leaders. He decided to go there minus the cabinet secretary, even minus the deputy president. So disregard. Number two, this tweet is also expressing Moses Kuria's thought. In fact, most people believe that this tweet was posted by Moses Kuria. Let me just read for you some comment here by Ndegwa Njeru, the advocate. He's saying, the fear is God. Even the CS Moses Kuria has started it. It is wrong for Ruto to continue undermining Moses Kuria. So which means the tweet actually expressed the thoughts and the thinking about Moses Kuria. That's why the Grand Mullah is very clear that as much as the tweet is from a parody or a fake account, the content is for Moses Kuria. But why would William Ruto decide to create tension or division or undermine Mount Kenya leaders? Why would he do that? Yoni swala nyeti. Number three, it is also clear from that tweet that William Ruto has a strategy of controlling Mount Kenya. And I've always repeated this many times, that there is no way William Ruto will allow any other leader to emerge from the mountain. No way. If there is one thing William Ruto is never going to allow to happen, is to say William Ruto convening Mount Kenya leaders, Kiambu leaders meeting, and then he invites Moses Kuria. He can't do that. I can tell you. When William Ruto was in Homa Bay, when William Ruto was in Homa Bay, the last time he was in Homa Bay, and he was very clear, he was very particular to the leadership from Nyanza that in my absence, Raila Odinga will be able to handle this. You know, he has a cabinet secretary from Nyanza, who is Owalo, but Owalo is not coming from Homa Bay. And his address was specific to Homa Bay. Why do you think William Ruto in Homa Bay decided to tell the residents, the leadership from Homa Bay, that if they needed anything within government, then they needed to reach out to Omolo? Because Omolo is the senior most government official from Homa Bay. But what is special with the Kiambu? That William Ruto has a cabinet secretary from Kiambu. Then he goes to a meeting and then decides to ignore, because he wants to control. He wants to control Mount Kenya. William Ruto does not want a situation where he goes to these meetings, then he will tell the MPs, don't call me directly on that. Where Moses deal na hiyo. The deputy president, Rigathi, deal with that issue. He wants those leaders to swear allegiance to him directly. Number 4, in my view, is what I consider divide and rule. William Ruto is dividing the mountain into pieces. There are the elected leaders, then there are the cabinet secretaries, then there's the parliamentary leaders. Kimani Ichung'wah has been made to believe that he's the most powerful leader from the mountain. Rigathi Gachagua is the deputy president, has also been made to believe that he's very senior and therefore senior most. Ndindi Nyoro has been made to believe that he is the one who is the most powerful from the region because he's the chair of the budget committee, he's campaigning, William Ruto is listening to him. Moses Kuria is now he's somewhere but is being pushed away. So basically, William Ruto is dividing these people and ruling them. Because if William Ruto had invited Moses Kuria, probably Moses Kuria would have emerged as maybe, he would have even given his opinion on the issues which are being raised. How do you raise issues of Gatundu South, where Moses Kuria was a former member of parliament? It's not there. And it's part of your government. It doesn't make sense. And lastly, William Ruto is out to isolate Mount Kenya leaders. That is the message the tweet is communicating loudly. He wants direct engagement with the leaders, but he doesn't want the leaders also to be part of his agenda. Maybe William Ruto learned from his experience with Uhuru Kenyatta that if you give a leader space, then they can outgrow you. So I want to assume William Ruto is not keen on allowing any other leader from the mountain to emerge for the fear that those leaders can actually outgrow him. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And by the way, Raila Odinga today joined other presidents and heads of states during the summit, the fertilizer summit in Nairobi. And I saw when William Ruto was entering, Raila Odinga is actually the one who received him. I think that's significant, and maybe it should form our next analysis. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.